Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? Welcome back to 1 0, and what a video we've got planned for you today. The 1 0 show is live and it's back, and we've got plenty to get through. We've got to talk about the Champions League. Benzema or Lewandowski, Messi and Neymar just got booed this morning against Bordeaux, and we've got some huge games coming up soon like Manchester United and Atletico Madrid. Plenty of Premier League football to talk about as well, so make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side of the intro. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining me on the channel. We're back for another 1 0 show. There's plenty to talk about, so let's get straight into it. We've got to have a bit of a Champions League theme going this week. We'll touch on the Premier League because the relegation battle, it is heating up. And if it wasn't already heating up, it's hot. It's on the brim. The flames are high. And who's going to get burnt? I spoke about it last week, who I think might get burnt. And it's looking very, very likely that they might actually go down, but we'll touch about it later. Please, once again, if you do enjoy it, like and subscribe. Do that business. It all does help the channel grow. We're going to get straight into it. You would have seen by the thumbnail and the title, Messi and Neymar this morning for PSG. PSG during the week, 3-1 loss in the second leg to Real Madrid. Now, in the driver's seat to take the game home, I personally predicted Real Madrid to win the Champions League. I said that I think Real Madrid have got a great side. I think Ancelotti's done very well with that team. I think Benzema's been on form, which we saw in that PSG game, scoring a hat-trick. Vinny Jr. has been unbelievable as well. And I think Real Madrid, I think they're going to win it. I think Liverpool, City, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, I think those are the four teams that could really make a very, very deep push. PSG, unfortunately, choked right at the end. Second half, they just absolutely lost it. Benzema goes in, bang, bang, bang. Messi and Neymar, the big stars of the club, they're the ones who cop the blame. And especially Messi, because when you're the GOAT, when you're one of the GOATs, I don't know, I personally love both, even though I'm a Ronaldo fan, and Ronaldo did score a hat-trick on the weekend when Messi did nothing. But I love both. I do love both. Messi and Neymar get booed against Bordeaux this morning. Every single touch, they get whistled. One album comes on, gets whistled. The interesting one that you're seeing around on Twitter and stuff is Kimpembe and Marquinhos were awful in that second leg. Donnarumma made a couple questionable mistakes as well, but they didn't get anything. But Messi and Neymar, they're the big money ones. They're the big names. They're the ones who cop a lot of the flack. And it's a bit unfair, but Messi, this is foreign territory for him. Messi doesn't know what it's like to get booed or what it's like for fans to turn on him. This Messi-PSG relationship really just has not worked. It just, even from the start, it just seemed a little bit off. The way he left Barcelona, which was out of his control, but then to go to PSG, which people just sort of knew were the only team that were really in for him, something about it just doesn't seem right. Are PSG fans right for booing Messi and Neymar? No. Are they right for making their voices clear and wanting their opinions out there? 100%. PSG should be getting further than the round of 16. Now, I know they lost to Real Madrid, but the position they were in the first leg, and then at home in the second leg, and already having the lead, they shouldn't really be losing it from there, especially that PSG team with Hakimi. You know, that one now, them Donnarumma. It's unbelievable. Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. It's an unbelievable team. You're getting the likes of Draxler coming off the bench, Verratti, unbelievable team. They should be getting further than the round of 16. And for them, PSG, the Champions League is their main thing. They want that Champions League trophy. They're unable to get hold on it. And you're starting to think, what more do they need to do? Thomas Tuchel did well with them. They go to Tuchel. Pochettino gets knocked down the round of 16. He's had a weird season as well. Hasn't really been that great. I think the writing's on the wall for Pochettino. There's reports coming out that Mbappe is already going to leave. Pochettino is going to leave. And they've got a couple board members and owners that will leave as well. I think you could probably add Messi to that list as well. Where he goes, does he go back to Barcelona? Can they fix it? Does he go to a Man City? I'm not too sure, but PSG, they're in a sticky situation. PSG, they're in a very sticky situation. What they do from here, I'm not too sure, but the PSG fans, they're some of the craziest fans in the world. They're some of the most unbelievable fans in the world. Their ultras are unbelievable. So PSG fans, I don't have a problem with them whistling and booing and making their opinions clear. But just to Messi and Neymar seems a little bit off. And Neymar's one of the most overrated players there is. I'll be honest with you, I love him. Seems like a great guy, jogo bonito and all that sort of stuff. But Neymar, every time I watch him, he does nothing. You can all do skills and tricks. You can do that on FIFA with the R3 tab. But Neymar, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think the last couple of years, just because you're a cool looking dude, football-wise, I think you've been out of it for a very, very, very long time. Very long time. So I'm not too sure. So we're going to get on. We spoke about one GOAT. Now we're going to go to another GOAT. Cristiano Ronaldo scores a hat-trick from Manchester United on the weekend against Tottenham. That was a huge game for Man United. And it wasn't just a huge game in the win. I don't think we played that well. I think we played okay, but I don't think we played that well. 3-2 win. Harry Maguire gets the own goal. Romero goes into his face, and then Maguire has the last laugh, which doesn't happen most weeks. But I think it was a very, very important game, especially going into a massive Champions League game. United's not going to win the Champions League, but the further we get there, the further it just looks, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. And we've got Mr. Champions League in our team. We've got the very own Shawn Michaels in our team leading the line. That was huge for Ronaldo because all this talk about Rangnick not liking him and the fans turning on him and players not liking with him being the problem at Man United. He comes out, scores a screamer of the first goal, second goal taps it in, and the third goal, I think it's gone very underrated. Great head, it's a Ronaldo-esque finish, just bang, boom, with the head. You'd love to see it. We didn't play that well. Fred was unbelievable. Fred was terrific, but people won't talk about it because it's Fred. Fred was great. I think defensively we were meh, we were okay once again, but a good Fred and a good Rafael Varane are arguably two of Man United's most important players. Jadon Sancho, what a player. He's been unbelievable. He has been unbelievable. And again, it's going under the radar because people don't really want to give it the credit. But Jadon Sancho is having an unbelievable month and so. He's been exceptional. He was a completely different player against Tottenham than what he was when he first joined the club. He's only got to get better as well, which is awesome to see. We'll go to this morning. The day of recording, Leeds. They're deep in the relegation battle. That relegation battle, it's fiery. But Leeds come on, last minute, they get the goal. Rafinha cuts it in. The youngster knocks it home. There's, what's his name? Ellis, the Leeds fan on Instagram, on YouTube. He does the kits and stuff. Seeing his vlog, his video, his reaction, it gave me goosebumps. Unbelievable scenes. I want Leeds to stay up. I know I'm a United fan. We're supposed to hate each other, but I want Leeds to stay up. Leeds are a big club. They've got good fans. You want to see more of those. And I think Leeds, they're a team that can do well next year, even though they've had a poor season this year. But the emotion, the owners crying, the crowd, Jesse Marsh, the American new gaffer, he's on the sideline. The emotion was raw. Good to see. That's why we love football. Keeping on the relegation battle, Everton. Oh my God. I spoke about Everton last week, and are they destined to get relegated? They lose again. They've got Newcastle coming up, who had a very respectable performance. They probably should have got a penalty as well, which was disgraceful. They had a very good performance against Chelsea for, Newcastle, Chelsea sort of standards. Everton play Newcastle. I expect Newcastle to beat Everton. That's another loss. Burnley and Watford could get wins in the upcoming fixture. You never know. Everton go down into the relegation zone, and we could be seeing Everton actually get relegated. And I think it's starting to look more likely because they're not improving. Leeds, they were losing games, but you could slowly see them improving. Under the new manager, they were getting somewhere. We saw it with Newcastle. Yes, they brought in a couple of new players, but you saw it. They were very poor. Eddie Howe did a very good job to get the dressing room together, build a core unit of players, mix a couple of things around, and they're on hot form. Unbelievable form at Newcastle. You're almost getting two ends of the spectrum between this Everton and Newcastle game coming up this weekend. I think Newcastle will beat them. I think Newcastle will beat them comfortably as well. So will Everton actually get relegated? What's stopping them from getting relegated? What's stopping them from getting relegated? I'll tell you what, it's Frank Lampard. Is he as good as what people think he is? It's the players. I think defensively they're a shambles. Defensively, they're probably the worst team in the league. I know there's Norwich in there, but defensively I think Everton are probably the poorest in the league. And if your defense ain't right, attack wins games, defense wins championships. They might be in the championship next year, so we'll see how that goes. We've got a question in talking about Havertz. We had a question about Havertz and Lukaku last week. Has Havertz sort of ruined Lukaku's Chelsea career? I'm going to go and change it up a bit. Is Havertz having one of the most underrated seasons in the Premier League this year? I think Havertz is having an unbelievable season that's really going under the radar. He's gone into this new sort of role. I think he's having an exceptional season. I think he's probably deserves to be in the Premier League Team of the Year at the end of the season. I think he's having a tremendous year in the blue, with Werner not really performing, with Lukaku, the signing not going to plan. I think Havertz, and he's a youngster as well. I don't want to give Chelsea players as much credit, but with Mason Mount being good, but not as fiery as what he was last year in the Champions League campaign, I think Havertz probably has been Chelsea's best player this season, but also one of the most promising youngsters coming out this season. I think people sort of forget that he's still a youngster, still a promising youngster. I think Havertz has been he's having one of the most underrated seasons of anybody in the Premier League this year. There's a couple of players that have gone on the radar, but I think Havertz is right up there. I think people got to start giving him a bit more credit, start watching. Doesn't matter which team you go for, you've got to credit the good players. I think Havertz is having one of those seasons. Now we've got another question in: Benzema or Lewandowski? Who would you rather have in your team, Karim Benzema or Robert Lewandowski? We've got Karim the Dream or Lewandowski. Benzema does it week in, week out for Real Madrid. He's only getting better. All these players, and I think something that we've got to look at when he retires. Real Madrid have got these players in, new players, the new star boy. They haven't changed striker. Benzema is always at the top. When they had Ronaldo in, when they had Bale in, when they brought in Vinicius Jr., then they brought in the likes of Asensio, when Isco was coming through. There was all these players coming in and out. Modric, Toni Kroos, they were signing the next best thing. Karim Benzema was always up top, no matter what team, and he always performed. Always performed. The RBB, the Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale. He was as influential as Ronaldo and Bale in that front three. Lewandowski just does it week in, week out. I'd love to see him play somewhere else, similar to Benzema. Like, you'd love to see them just be somewhere else and get a bit more credit and just see what they do in different leagues. But Lewandowski can score for fun. He can do it in his sleep. He's an exceptional team, a team that plays to his strengths. And who I would rather have in my team, Benzema or Lewandowski? I think I'd probably go Benzema. It could be a little bit controversial. I think Lewandowski is unbelievable as well, but I think Benzema can offer you a little bit more off the ball as well. But I think Benzema on a poor day is a little bit better than Lewandowski on a poor day. Do you know what I mean? I think Benzema versus Lewandowski, I'm taking Benzema, but very, very close. Benzema can find the goal no matter if Real Madrid's playing well or if they're playing poor. Lewandowski can do the same. But I think Benzema just offers a little bit more off the ball. It can be lazy sometimes, but I think just offers a little bit more off the ball. Even when he's not performing well, Benzema can still have a decent-ish game. Whereas so can Lewandowski. Is one of the best of all time. But something to me, I prefer Benzema. Let me know what you think. Which one would you take? Which one would you start in your team? Now, we've got some huge Premier League... Sorry, take it back. We've got some huge Champions League games coming up. We've got to add a Premier League game in there as well. Man United versus Atletico Madrid. It's 1-1. Elanga secured that away goal, which doesn't really matter anymore, but it's 1-1, so which means the second leg it's back to 0-0. At Old Trafford was pumping against Tottenham on the weekend. Let's continue that positive energy, continue that momentum, and hopefully knock off Atletico Madrid. It's got to be a huge game. Probably United's biggest game this season, to be honest, because we haven't had Champions League success in a very long time. And if we can knock off Atletico Madrid in a time where the top 4 race isn't going out as is, the top 4 race looks like it could be out of it. You know, Arsenal's up by 1 point, but they've got 2 games in hand and they're on a very good run. United have been poor this season. Man United versus Madrid, I think United might get the win. I think the momentum, I think Ronaldo scoring that hat-trick when he did is huge for his confidence and for the rest of the team's confidence. I think that game, even though we went that great against Tottenham, I think the win and just the energy at Old Trafford is huge. We look like a team that just benefits off confidence more than anyone else. Now that we've got a little bit of that confidence in from a good game against Tottenham, hopefully we can take that through to Madrid. It's not going to be an easy win. Diego Simeone is one of the best managers in the world. He's got to go down as a legend of the game as well. But I think Man United might get the win. I don't know. Maybe I'm optimistic, but I hope we do. It means we go past the round of 16. Whatever happens from there on, who knows? Stranger things have happened. Maybe we can keep on getting lucky, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully Ronaldo can do it again and break Atletico Madrid's hearts, because why not? You love to see it. We've got Juventus versus Villarreal. In this first leg, everyone was a bit iffy and where it was going to go. Vlahovic obviously turned it on. He was unbelievable in that game, scoring very early on. I think the quickest Champions League goal of all time. That game is 1-1 as well. Villarreal, once again, not an easy win. They were at home in the first leg, which means they've got to go to Juventus' ground in the second leg. I think Juventus should get a win here pretty comfortably as well. At home, I think Vlahovic turns it on. I think Zakaria, who's been on form as well. The new signings have been playing well. I think Juventus get the win and they progress past the round of 16. Now we're going to get into the Premier League fixture. Arsenal versus Liverpool. Luis Diaz is the new Diego Jota. And how Liverpool keep on doing this, I don't know. They've got their own issues with Mo Salah and the new contract status. He wants 400k a week. Liverpool, it's not really in their system to offer their star players that much money, because what it does is just a snowball effect. Salah goes, I want 400. Virgil van Dijk says, hold on, I'm just as good. I want 400. Trent and the likes of even Diego Jota, Sadio Mane, Luis Diaz go, hey, give me 300, 350. They're not, I'm up there as well. And all that does, similar to Man United, you end up setting this standard. You have to follow for the players. It makes players unhappy, and you can see it happen with Chelsea, with Man United, and all those sorts of clubs. Liverpool, it's not really in their system. Is Mo Salah going to be at Liverpool next season? I'm not too sure. Is it a big loss if he isn't? I think it is, because he's one of the best players in the world. But one thing they do so well, and they've done it again, and it annoys me so much. Luis Diaz, what a player he is. Luis Diaz is unbelievable. He's the new Diego Jota. He could even be better than Jota. They moved Jota from the wing into the middle, and they've replaced him with his own player. The Mane, Jota, Diaz front three could be as insane as the Salah, Jota, Mane combination. They've got Bobby Firmino as well, so I'm not too sure. But Arsenal versus Liverpool. Liverpool still in the title race. Arsenal sitting decently in the top 4 race. They're in 4th position now. I mentioned last week that I think when it comes to crunch time later on in the season and they're in that driving seat, I'm not too sure if their players can handle it. This will be a big test. If Arsenal can go and beat Liverpool, I think they've secured top 4. Odegaard for 30 mil, what a performance. But if Arsenal can beat Liverpool, I think the top 4 race is shut. It's closed. Some might say it's shut now, but I think Arsenal put a full stop to that race and it's done ski. If Liverpool go in and smack them, I think this could be the turning point where it's like, oh, okay, maybe we need a bit of a reality check. So I'm not too sure. I know Arsenal fans are going to hate me. I've got zero optimism in them, but I think Liverpool will get the win. I think Arsenal having a great season. They're being top tier. I think Mikel Arteta has done wonders with that young team. But I think Liverpool get the win, and I think Arsenal sort of go, oh, okay, we're still in the driving seat position to get top 4. But maybe it could be the loss that sort of shocks them a bit and shocks the young team in crunch time coming into at the coming end of the season. So let me know in the comments down below who you think will win. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Costa. This is 1 0. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week. And we've got a Melbourne Derby preview coming up very soon on the channel, so make sure to catch that.